Hey, how y'all doing out there? Today I want to talk about my Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra after 6 months. Now, this phone, at first when I got this phone, I did not like it. And one of the biggest reasons was the price. I did not like the price, $1,400. Even though I didn't pay nowhere near $1,400 for the device, but it was still too much money. And I felt like for Samsung to call this phone Ultra, it was just missing too many things for me to consider this an Ultra. Now, just because it had 100 times zoom and all this big camera module stuff and a few up specs, to me didn't make this phone an Ultra. Now, if they were just saying it's Ultra compared to the previous, not the previous, but the S20 and the S20 Plus, then I can see that. But just on its own, it doesn't. To me, it still doesn't deserve the name Ultra. But I ended up liking the device. It is a great device. And I just want to share with you really quick, my experience with it over these last 6 months. Now, of course, my favorite thing on any Samsung device is the display. The display is absolutely beautiful. I love Samsung displays. They make the best displays on any smartphone. Okay. And they make displays for pretty much a lot of companies out there now. It's quite a few. All right, now what you have here is a 6.9-inch Quad HD Plus Super Dynamic AMOLED Infinity O display, and you get 120 hertz refresh rate and HDR10 plus. So the display is absolutely beautiful. Okay, you're gonna love the display on this phone if you purchase this phone. Okay, now the only issue I have is that you can only use the 120 hertz at full HD plus. I don't like that. I still don't like it because you have a Quad HD plus display, but you can't even use it unless you're willing to give up the 120 hertz. Now, I know for the average person, you don't care about a phone with 120 hertz, but for those people that are into tech, the techies and the people that want the latest and greatest tech, they like 120 hertz. Now, if you start using it, you'll understand how nice it is with the scrolling speeds, how buttery smooth it is. I mean, it does make a difference, but it's not a feature you have to have on a device. But it is nice to have. If you have it, you'll love it because, like I said, the scrolling speeds are so much faster. I utilize that a lot because I do scroll through things really fast on my phone. If I'm looking for a certain movie or episode of something, when I'm on YouTube, I'm scrolling really fast. So I know everybody don't do that, but I really utilize that 120 hertz. So I love that it's on there. And also going in and out of apps, it just makes for a really buttery smooth experience with your device. So I love that. All right. But like I said, the only thing I don't like, no Quad HD. You can't use the 120 hertz at its highest resolution, which is Quad HD plus. So I don't like that. Now, this is your typical flagship phone. This is Samsung's top tier, not their biggest top tier. That would be the Note, but this is their second top tier flagship device. Okay, so of course you're going to get the typical flagship specs. Now I'll just touch on each one of these and my experience with them real quick. Now you're going to get 12 gigs of RAM. The RAM management on this device is very, very good. So you're not going to have any problems with the RAM management. Of course, it's IP68 water and dust resistance, so you could submerge it in water up to 5 feet for 30 minutes and you'll be good to go. It has 15-watt fast wireless charging, which is decent. I just wish it had 30-watt wireless charging like so many other companies are doing now. But I mean, it's adequate. It'll charge your phone from 0 to 100% in 2.5 hours. You get 9-watt reverse wireless charging, which is cool. I don't use it that much, but it's good to have it in case you need it to charge up your smartwatch, your wireless earbuds, or maybe somebody you're with, battery's about to die, they have wireless capabilities. You could just put their phone on back of your phone and give them a little bit of charge. This phone also comes with a whopping 5,000 milliamp battery. Now, the battery life on this phone has been very, very good. You're going to get through a day easily, and I'm talking with heavy usage. Now, prior to the One UI 3.0 update, which I just got last week, the battery life was just okay. Like, I could kill this battery in a day. Now that with the update, it enhanced the overall software, which made the phone a lot more power efficient. So now I'm getting even better battery life. So Heavy usage, you'll get through a day easily, no problem. Um, Light to medium, you can get a day and a half. So now, to me, it should, for a 5,000 milliamp battery, you should get 2 days. But Samsung is just not known for giving you great battery life like 2 days. They're just not known for that unless you use the phone lightly. And even with that, the standby time still on Samsung devices are not good, because even if you don't use the phone, even if you don't turn it on, you're still going to lose battery. So, but getting through a full day, I'm talking 22, 21 hours, you'll still have battery left. So the battery life on this phone is very, very good. Expandable memory is one of the flagship specs you get on here, and you're getting expandable memory up to 1 terabyte, which I definitely utilize because I am a storage monster. I need that. Now I have a 1 terabyte card inside this phone, and I have less than a terabyte left. So I'm all about the movies and the music and the photos. I store everything on my phone, and I know you have the cloud, but I prefer to have everything on my phone, which is considered a hard drive. I want it where I can get to it. I don't need the internet, and I don't need to stream anything. If I want to watch a movie, I can watch it regardless of my internet connection. That's just me. Next thing, the dual stereo speakers with Dolby Atmos. They're very, very good. I wish they were a little bit louder, but they do have a nice stereo and depth of sound. So I do like the stereo speakers on this device. Now, I do wish that the bottom and the top speaker gave you equally distribution of sound, like my Mi 10 Pro 5G, which you get the same sound on both speakers, and you're not using the earpiece. It's a separate speaker. I wish Samsung would use 2 separate speakers from the earpiece, and have them front firing. That would really be nice. But these speakers on here are good. You'll enjoy them. Like I said, I just wish they were a tad bit louder, because I prefer to watch movies on my phone without headphones. That's just me. But these speakers are good. If you decide to pick up this phone, you will enjoy the speakers quality on this device. Next thing, you got the 45-watt super fast charger. Now, you do get a 25-watt super fast charger in the box, but it is capable of 45-watt super fast charging. I bought a 45-watt charging brick last week from a third-party seller. $21. I'll leave that link down in the description. Got it off of Amazon. Charges his phone up super blazing fast. I mean, I'm telling you, if you got a phone that can charge it to 45 watts, you should utilize it. And like I said, the charger was only $21. So I use it and I love it. It is super, super fast. Next thing, you got the build quality. Now you're getting Gorilla Glass 6 on the front, Gorilla Glass 6 on the back, and you're getting aluminum frame. So the build quality on this device is very, very premium. It's excellent. You'll love that. Snapdragon 865 is the chipset. It's the latest and greatest. I know the 888 is about to come out in about another few weeks. But right now, 865, this thing runs like a champ. It's super fast, super snappy. So you'll love the speed on this device. Next thing, the ultrasonic in-display fingerprint sensor. Now, the fingerprint sensor has improved. Now, with the One UI 3.0, they gave you a bigger fingerprint sensor. It's a little bigger. But still, it's still not quite there yet for me. But, it's cool. I mean, it's very secure. So that's a good thing. But it's still not quite instantaneous like it is on my Note 10 Plus. But, it's decent. It's cool. All right. Next thing is the face unlock. Face unlock is still not that fast. And for some reason, it's slow and it's not that accurate. So Samsung still need to do some work for this device for the face unlock. Next thing, you got the Samsung wireless DeX. I love wireless DeX. Now that I have a Samsung TV, I've been utilizing it. And I love Samsung wireless DeX. And actually, I'm going to do a video on that soon and show you guys how that works. Next thing, the phone is 5G capable, so this phone is definitely future-proof. Don't make a big difference to me, honestly, because I mostly download or do things on my Wi-Fi at home, so it's not the biggest deal to me. But it is future-proof for those of you that want a more future-proof phone. It is 5G capable. Next thing, this phone is going to get future software updates. Now Samsung is doing 3 years of future software updates. So now I've gotten Android 11, but I'm going to get Android 12 and Android 13. So if you're, thinking about getting this device and you're worrying about it lasting a while, this phone is going to last you 3 years. You're going to be good for 3 years. And also keep in mind, you're going to get security updates as well. And Samsung has definitely gotten better at security, updates. That give you one every single month. So they're way better at that. And also, when I got the One UI 3.0, I got it on the 21st. So that was actually even faster than I got it last year on my Note 10 Plus. So I'm really liking what Samsung's doing. They are getting better, but they are also doing some things that I don't like, but I'm not going to get into that with this video. All right, now with the One UI 3.0, which I have on here, I got it last week. It was a very large update that featured a whole lot of optimization, enhancements, and a lot more features and improvements. So I'll be doing a video on that in a day or so, but I'm only going to focus on the things that are important to me. I'm not going to, mention every single improvement that they did, but I will mention a lot, at least 22 things that were important to me that I liked about the new software update. And I also mention some things that I don't like about the new update. All right, now with the camera on this device, you got a 108 megapixel lens. Now, that's overrated. It takes nice pictures, but it wasn't necessary to have a 108 megapixel lens. Just not necessary. That's going to be a large file for you, and it's going to take up more space. Now, keep in mind also, this phone only has 128 gigs of internal storage. So if you're shooting in 8K and 4K and shooting 108 megapixel photos, you're going to go through your storage really quick. This phone also comes with a 48 megapixel periscope telephoto lens, 12 megapixel ultra wide lens, 8K recording at 24 frames per second, and a 40 megapixel wide front facing camera and 100 times zoom. Now, I will say this phone does take really, really great photos. And the videos on here, not the 8K. The 8K is not very good because it's very unstable and it's real shaky. It's a shame they didn't, at least do 30 frames per second. 24 is just not enough. But anyway, the 100 times zoom is just numbers. It's ridiculous. Anything past 10 times zoom is just not usable, in my opinion, based on my experience. But the cameras overall are great. They take really good pictures. If you want to check out my photos and videos, just check out my full review on this device. And also, it's timestamped, so you can skip right down to to the camera section, and you'll see my photos and my video on this phone. I think you'll like the picture quality and also the video quality on this device. And that was it. Basically, my experience with this phone has been very, very good. I really haven't had any issues with it overall. I love the display. Battery life has been improved. The cameras are great. The build quality is great. The One UI is loaded with features like I like on my phone. And overall, it's just a great device, really. But if you don't want to spend that much money on this device and you don't need it for the average person, I would suggest the S20, the S20 Plus, or maybe just the S20 FE, which is only like $600 now. It went down in price. So that phone is basically a flagship phone with just a little bit lesser specs than this phone, but it's much, much cheaper. I mean, hundreds of dollars cheaper. So if you're just the average consumer, you'd be better off with the, either the S20 if you want a smaller device, or I would say the S20 FE. All right, so thank you very much for taking the time to view this content. This was my review, my review of the Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra after 6 months of usage. And I hope you guys are doing well out there and staying safe. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.